Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Step into the world where your vision's unfurled. Ecamm Live's on the scene, let your story be heard. Drag, drop, connect, a tech symphony. Broadcasting live in high quality. Multicam magic, switch it on the go. From your Mac to the world, let your visuals show. Overlay graphic scene, switching slick. With Ecamm Live, no editing, and that's the trick. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Dial in your sound, make it crisp and clear. Mic check 1, 2, let the audience hear. Interviewing guests from near and far. From local to global, you're a streaming star. Green screen effects, transport your space. Custom backgrounds, tie your digital place. Stream to YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook Live. Ecamm's versatility, man, it helps you thrive. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Analytics in view, see your message spread. Comments on the screen, every word can be read. Record, repurpose with ridiculous ease. Click from social media, spread your message like a breeze. No heavy edits, save your precious time. Ecamm Live, the rhythm to creators rhyme. From hobbyists to pros, it's a tool to choose. Ecamm Live, the platform where you never lose. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction. Lights, camera, live in action. Ecamm's the key to your satisfaction. Lower thirds, overlays, getting traction. You post, they engage, it's a chain reaction.
Lights, camera, live in action. Hey, that's what we're talking about today. Lights, camera, live in action. We're talking about storytelling. But you know, this is the world that we are in with our electronics. We have some issues. So we had to kind of do some quick resetting of some of the systems. And everyone who knows me knows I'm very open, transparent. That's life, though, right? You got to expect it. I'm not going to let the nerves shake me and anything like that. It happens, but I'm here. My team is here. We are ready to show you how to do things and to get them stuff done. So let me just make sure that we are still set up. There's a couple of things that we're working on in the background that we were going to try to present today, and we're going to see if we can still get those. If not, we're still going to show you how to do it. And I am going to show you really quick. This is interesting, but it is part of what we do. So thank you for all of those who are here. And as my team kind of works through that, let me go back to show you just a little bit again of who I am for those who are just joining us, what I do, and why you should listen to me. Of course, you know by now, Lion Flood, like a tidal wave roar. CEO, founder, VCA Academy, a virtual content academy where we teach you how to look good, sound good, perform good, and de stress over the tech. I've been learning that. I just went through a networking event, and probably the one biggest thing was people say they stress about tech. They stress about it not working, kind of like today, right? They stress about um, hitting the wrong button. It's just about all of these things, and I'm just like, why? Guess what? It's live. People are a little bit more forgiving when it's live. They know they're going to mess up, and they get to see that you're human. They get to see that I'm human. Now, guess what? 2 days in a row, it went smoothly. The third day, some hiccups, and we're still working through some of those, but that's part of it. So I appreciate that. All right. So we'll still make this quick and concise because you know me by now. I am a no fluff coach. I'm your coach. You just don't know it yet. So make sure that you send me a message if you want to learn more about how we can help you. My company team can help you. Okay. But I am the coach that's no fluff. I don't want to tell you you're going to make X amount of dollars in 3 months and blah, blah, blah. It can be done. I'm not the person to teach you how to do it, though. I'm the person to teach you how to be concise, how to longevity, right? The person who's going to show you how to make sure that your virtual business stands out from the rest for a longer period of time. And let me show you some of the reasons why. So, really quick, most of my life I have been in front of, behind, around the camera in some form or fashion. Appeared in six major movies, Born Identity being one of the most well known ones, and then about 20 small films, independent films that I've been in, assisted with lighting, key grips, recordings, editing, all of those things. So when I tell you that I understand and know what it takes to get you in front of the camera and being on screen, then you know, here's why. Here's one of the reasons why. So here's one of the biggest audiences that you guys will be able to see me with. I was on ESPN for their halftime special, and their show where I got to talk, let people know about my business and my company, and it was probably close to a million some odd people who was able to watch that there. So that was really nice and interesting. I teach small corporate events, small groups. I show people how to be able to get that hustle on. As my sign in the middle says, "The hustle," and then I will show people every day. I'm hustling every day. That's all I've got. I think I've got. I don't got it here near me, but all my imagery, I've got hustle and everything like that. Right. Good Morning America. You see me on some local, some national TV shows. You see me on NBC, ABC, Fox, CW, um, big networks, television shows, morning talk shows. CW, there you go. See me with Allison, and I always tell that joke about the band camp, and I said Magic Camp. Of course, I got a big laugh from the audience, and that was a really great function and part of that there. Penn and Teller, you see me there. Fool Us. I've hosted morning talk shows. I've hosted TV late night talk shows, so you guys can see that. Vegas Unveiled. I've hosted with in Las Vegas, right? So I'm on it. NBC Nightly News, my podcast that I did an episode on, garnered attention. NBC contacted me, said, "Hey, we want to do a story on you, your family, everything else." There I am hosting for my talk show, TV show. This is the Latin Chamber of Commerce. We had some members come on, and there I am talking, and then you can see another view from that. And of course, again, you see just local TV shows as well. I think there's a couple more, right? I think that's a video. And there I am again. All right. So enough of that. But I just wanted to show you all really quickly of why you should listen to me. I hear a lot of times, people come on telling what they want to do and how they're going to do it. I'm like, did you really? You're just telling me that because you want me to join and get your money. No, I don't want you to join my programs just to get your money. I do want you to join. I do want your money. I'm gonna be open and transparent in business, right? But I'm going to give you value for the information that you're going to pay me and my team to be able to do, right? And I'll get to that at the end to show you all just a little bit of that there. Let's just make sure some things are set up as we going. And yesterday and the day before, got some great feedback, great attention. People were saying, awesome things to kind of share what was happening and what was going on in their world as they were implementing the things that they were being taught, of how easy it was just to go into Zoom, go into a virtual space and put those things in there. So I want to give you all a big shout out and a big win for you being able to do what you said you were going to do. We can give you the information, but you got to be the person driving that vehicle, getting that car going. And if you guys will just send me a message, talking to my team, if y'all will send me a message there in my ear, once that's up and running, if it does, and if not, then we will um, make some adjustments. Okay. So before we begin, I want to know a little bit about you all as well. We are broadcasting simultaneously to three different locations on three different platforms. So I want to make sure that is good. Let me do this real quick. I have a second monitor here. I'm trying to get it pulled up that gets the information. My team sent me like an internal chat kind of a thing here. Just gonna reset it, right? Restart it, reset it. They say sometimes when your electronics aren't working, whatever, just make sure first off, make sure it's plugged in. Make sure it has power. Then turn it off and then back on. So, but while they're doing that, cinematic storytelling is what we're talking about. how to tell your story. Let's learn storytelling from me, from moi, right? I'm going to show you the framework to have your customers knocking on your door to work with you. I will give you an example of that. So make sure you grab your pen and your pad. And that was the old one. So we got to redo that, right? That was Thursday's, um, September's video kind of thing. But again, this kind of goes into yesterday's training as well about bringing visuals onto screen, because what happens as soon as you saw this come up, your brain subconsciously goes into a different kind of framework, goes into a different phrase, right? Your brain just says, "Ooh, colors, movement. What's going on there?" All right, let's see. So I'll give you an example of my story here in just a second. And let's see, that's not coming up. We're gonna go. We're gonna go without it, and let's just bring up a different one as we're doing this. Okay. So, learning how to tell a story. You've heard the phrase where some people say, "Facts tell," right? Facts tell, stories sell. Let's bring that up. Okay, facts tell, stories sell. So let me get this onto my main monitor and then I will tell you. So I'm going to share with you a story here of how I present what I'm doing to people. So when we're in a meeting and we're in a virtual space, more than likely, you can do this in person as well. It works for both of them. Everything. I am good, Brian. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I am well. Thank you. How about yourself? Um, it is true because think about it. When we watch movies, we watch stories, they draw us in, right? They are saying to ourselves, oh, that's someplace I want to be, someplace I want to travel, right? You can still paint that same picture in someone else's mind in a networking event. It's like you're telling, they're reading a book, right? You're telling them part of your book. So I'm going to give you my story here really quick. And let me see. Is that not coming up? And if not, then I'm just going to go ahead and do it off my first monitor. Let me just make sure that this is good and try to see. Wait, that should be off. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then let me. Can you guys? Oh, I know why. Never mind. I know why we moved the monitor to the wrong one. All right, there it goes. Okay, yes. All right. So I want you to hear my story, and then we're going to break down how to create your story and how to format it so that it sounds and works professional. Okay. Um, I don't think that's. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll work around it, guys. All right. So let me tell you about someone I know. Her name is Sarah Thompson. She's a driven entrepreneur who was struggling basically to stand out in a virtual, crowded world in space. She started running webinars and virtual meetings, but eventually she started to feel frustrated. You guys know how that feels, right? You've either dealt with it yourself, you've had someone that has gone through that. But no matter what she tried, fancy graphics, productions, presentations, nothing seemed to help create that lasting impression that she wanted to leave her audience with. Well, that was until she got connected with VCA Academy. That's us, my team and I, right? You guys know us by now. But instead of us selling her on more high priced production events and things, we focused on simply helping her tap into her authentic voice, and we gave her the tools to help her engage with her people, her audience, in a more meaningful way. Not only that, but we also taught her how to command the virtual stage, right? How to stand up on a virtual stage confidently and start her storytelling for her audience and her interactions, right? Now there was a point though that Sarah, it like the light switch turned on. It was like ding, right? You have those moments where you're like, oh, I figured it out. Um, what happened was she tried to run a major event on her own. She didn't do any of the flashy stuff like you kind of see us doing, in productions and stuff like that, and work with a company that she worked with before. She did everything that she learned from us in that event, and the results were phenomenal. And basically, what happened was her events prior, she did with another coach and someone taught her, and nothing happened. But she did what we showed her. She started to captivate her audience. Her business took off, and now she's, charging and doing everything she's doing and running successful impactful virtual events, and she's teaching other people that she loves teaching to do the same. She went from feeling stuck and unsure, like some of us have been, and we know, to becoming a more confident person in her industry, all by simply working with the Academy and embracing her own potential. So, ladies and gentlemen, you all know Sarah. You've seen her. Some of you have been Sarah. Some of you know her personally, right? So that's one of the best things that I want to share with you about that storytelling, right? I took what most of us usually do in a elevator pitch and I framed it into a story. Okay. Let me check out some of these comments here and see how these things are going here. Is that the right one? No, I keep pressing the wrong one. Gotta remember, it's over. All right, so we have Best Talk. This is exactly what my brain needs. Yeah, it's so true, right? Brian is talking about such a powerful session, storytelling. Let me mark that too. And then real memorable storytelling. People remember stories more than what our brain forgets of that verbiage that we just say a lot of times. Learning so much, Brian says, and I also can't wait to apply these tips to my next project. Yeah, make sure you get into that. So today we're going to show you some of the framework, if we can finally get that up to be able to do so. I think we have it up. I think we have it up. Looks like we do. That's why I tell you, this is one of the reasons why my team is the best. We can work through some issues, man. And that's so great. Appreciate it. Amazing insights, creating a narrative that truly resonates. Yes. So, also, what's important is that moment of me showing you this video as well, right? So, we get on the virtual space a lot of times and then we start talking about what we're going to do. People tune out. They have this thing called Zoom fatigue. We get it ourselves, right? We've been in so many Zoom meetings, so many issues where we're just like, oh, not another let me share my slide moment. One moment, that's the death of a presentation. One moment, let me share my slides. You don't need to tell us you need to share your slides. Just go and share your slides. Let me mark that down because I'm going to repurpose that. You don't need to tell us that. Just go and share it like I did right then. So here we go. For an example, this is how it sounds and this is how it goes, right? One moment, guys. Let me share my slides. Let me go into it. Okay, here it is. I don't need to tell you that. Check out the difference. Now we're here, and instead of me saying, let me share my slides, I simply do this. All right, everyone. So I want you to see this. I'm going to share with you the framework of what's about to happen for storytelling. I go right into it. I don't need to tell you. So, anyway, cinematic storytelling. This is what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to breeze through this fairly simple because it's all about you creating your own framework to tell your story. Um, there's some more in depth things that go into it, but if you want to learn that, reach out to us. We will get you into our community where we teach some of these things here a little bit more specifically to help you out in the moment. All right. So let's go ahead and bring up our story writing project on how we're going to do that. Um, you will be able to get, I think we have it, we usually have this on our dashboard for our community, but we can get you if you DM us uh, storytelling, we'll get you this framework where it's a workbook. You can just go ahead and fill that out, and we will get that to you there as well. So let me make sure I jot that note down. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me get it again. There we go. All right. So storytelling. So what this basically does is in our story, there's a few things. There's a protagonist, right? Antagonist. And but what that basically means is there's a hero and then the villain of your story, right? So in my story, Sarah was the hero, not me, not my company, right? We partly are, but I want the person to know that they are the ones that want to do it. So I used AI. If anyone wants to learn how to do this as well, use your AI that you do. And Ollie, how's it going there, sir? Yes, team replay. Thank you, Ollie. Appreciate that. Um, so I want you to use AI to help build your story and then frame it into your personality, right? But now we can see Sarah Thompson. Description: 38-year-old entrepreneur. Let me make that a little bit bigger for some of the people. 38-year-old entrepreneur who has built a small but successful business. And you can kind of read that a little bit on. Sarah lives in a suburban area, and what AI did is help me form who my ideal client was to be able to work and then tell my story more effectively, right? Her traits: passionate, driven, tech savvy, comfortable with technology, and eager to adopt new tools that will help streamline her workflow. So I learned that my ideal client in my story is someone who is understanding of tech. They want more, but they just want to streamline it the similar way you see me being able to jump through one screen to the next screen to coming back to the screen. So here I am now, and all of a sudden I go to my main screen, I'm back here just like that right there. Then from that point, I can go right back to that screen here, right? That's workflow. I don't have to search and go through tons of stuff like that. Yes, prototype the avatar. Yes. So I also have some faults from Sarah where I know this is her pain point. I know she's fear of delegation, time management. So if I can target those things in my story, if she hears those things, if someone hears that in a meeting, they're like, yeah, that sounds just like me. I hate delegating, right? But if you can teach someone how to do it easier, then that works a little bit better for me, right? So the antagonist profile, this is the person who I have to battle. In that story, I didn't say his name directly because I wanted to just breeze through it a little bit, but Mark Maverick Hudson, he was the other coach that I mentioned that Sarah worked with before and did not get the results that she wanted. Thank you very much, Ollie. I appreciate that, man. This is what I'm all about: having these videos and these training sessions be something that people can love. And as Ollie always said, this is amazing. Whenever we hear amazing, we pop the word up. So but this is the villain of the story. He's the other coach who just took Sarah's money. And as I said at the beginning, my thing is not about taking money. Yes, we're going to get paid for it, but I need you to have the results because your word of mouth brings more people to our trainings, bring more people to our company. If I just take tons of people money, yeah, I'll make more money, but in the long run, it doesn't work for me. I need you to get value out of it. So, anyways, um, Mark's traits are manipulation. He just again wants to continue getting money. He tells Sarah, "Yeah, you're doing great, but you need to stay with us a little bit longer so that you can get more work out of it." Right? I'm telling Sarah, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you how to do this in X amount of weeks. Go off and do it, and if you feel you want to improve more from there, then come back to us." Okay. This gives storytelling a whole new meaning for my brand. I love it. Real estate with Kate. Real estate with Kate. I love it. Yeah, because you can use this for any business. This format, this framework that I'm showing you, you can use this to do it in real estate. You're gonna instead of just telling someone how, for example, off the top of my brain, how great of a backyard it is for a home, say, I remember when I sold this house with a similar backyard and the kids were back there playing, and I got a note from the owners a couple months later saying how much their kids enjoyed it. And now you're framing that in that person's mind who's looking at that house in that backyard. My kids might enjoy that. Oh, I maybe want to write to them and stuff like something down there, right? We need more sunshine in this state. Summer in Italian. Okay. So Mark's motivations, he's ego driven, he's a control freak. These are some of the things here. So in your story, you're going to have a protagonist and an antagonist, someone villain and hero. You'll be able to create that. You can also add in additional supporting characters if that supports it within your story. Mine didn't need it, but yours might, right? Now you can maybe formulate that within framework. And again, use AI to help you get some of the ideas and then just make it your own, put it for what your business is. The setting, where is your story going to be told at? Is it on the countryside? Is it in Italy? Is it in France? Mine was in a virtual space, right? So that's why I have the picture there for the virtual space. What time period? Mine is modern time. That's why I stated, hey, she's holding virtual meetings, and most people know at this point, virtual meetings is happening now. Okay, so you want to get the setting. Where's your setting at? In the corporate office, in the backyard, in a house that's going to be sold, right? Wherever that is. Jalicious friend, yeah, share it. Please share with the world. Share with everyone. This is important. People need to know about that. Golf Tip says the storytelling framework is pure gold for engaging audiences. Yeah. People are so tired of hearing the same elevator pitch. They want to hear a story. As I'm telling my story, you either start picturing what Sarah's going through in her world, and you're like, I know someone like that. I went through that. It's like reading a good book, right? You're visualizing what's happening instead of just telling someone, I work with this type of people. Build a story and not just an elevator pitch. Hate that when coaches say you need to get an elevator pitch. No, you don't. Everyone's got an elevator pitch. You need to get an elevator story. You need to get something that's going to make someone say, "Oh man, tell me more." You're like, "Wait, isn't this your floor to get off?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," but I want to hear the rest of the story. So that's how you want to do it. The audience is the hero. Yes, right? And that's why I said at the beginning, I'm not the hero of the story. Sarah was. Sarah chose to do the work. Sarah chose to say, I'm going to venture off and do this. I wanted to make her the hero. So, what does that do? That puts your audience, who you're trying to work with, in a position to say, I want to work with you because you're making me the hero. If you notice, I didn't say, my company, we did this, we did that. I just mentioned it briefly. Hey, Sarah, she chose to work with us, and thank you for Sarah because, hey, right, made her the hero of that. So once you also find your setting, you're going to be able to advance your story. Um, Plot, okay, good middle, beginning, middle, and an end. We definitely need that within our story. And what you're seeing here, all of this is starting to be condensed down into that little short minute, maybe story that I told, right? So, but this framework, almost like me writing a book, helped me structure all of that stuff into that plot of my story. The plot, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Sarah, she's a passionate entrepreneur, right? In the middle, she's decided to do her own event. She did some before when she was working with Mark Maverick Hudson, and it failed horribly. She worked with us, and then towards the end, now she's a success and doing all those things. All right. Another part of the plot, conflict, right? She's going through a conflict with Mark. Who does she work with? Does she stay with him because he's made her feel dependent? He's made her feel like she has to stay with him. The climax and then the resolution. Her events went top notch because she applied what we showed her. So, right, so you want to have that resolution to show how much she is the hero of her story. Point of view, you will create that narrative style. If you never these are some book writing tactics, and if you've never done that, use AI will help you. I don't write that well like that, but AI helped me out tremendously. Who's narrating the story, right? Is it you? Is it coming from the third person's point of view? Is it coming from Sarah's point of view? You can do that. Hey, I remember working with a client. Her name was Sarah Thompson, and she told me a story about how she. Right now, I'm telling that from Sarah's point of view versus telling it from our point of view. Right? Your narrative style, funny, light, uh, whimsical, whatever it is. This will help you also determine what style your story is, and you can also interchange it. You don't have to be bringing the Harry Potter. You don't have to be uh, serious every time you tell a story. You can maybe adjust it here and there, depending on what part you go into. Short, sweet, impactful advice. Thank you so much. The dialogue. See, now you see how it's starting to now, come down. My overview. I'll show you for an example. Sarah Thompson, entrepreneur, found herself trapped in a cycle of relying on flashy, overproduced virtual events. All of those things you saw, middle end, is starting to come down into this story. Okay. And now I adjust my story here and there. Okay. Um, Details. You also want to include these inside your story. Or even if you don't include them in your story, you want to have it inside of your storytelling dialogue in your workbook, right? Make sure you DM us if you want this format here so you can write it in and put it inside there. We will make sure we get that to you. And then also, can y'all put some information on people how to get in? I think they just did. Yep, put that inside there as well. Or send us a direct message. And then I'll tell you about the community a little bit later as well. But the scene overview, virtual world, virtual space. She was holding an event, right? A big virtual event. See, hear, taste, smell, all of those things you can put inside there. None of those directly applied to mine because it was more of a virtual thing. But imagine now if you are telling a story about a live in person event and maybe you walk into a room and the room was filled with like croissants that were freshly baked and the chef that I was working with, right? So now you are now visualizing and getting that not auditory, olfactory senses going because people will start to smell the bagels, the croissants, right? And they were like, I remember when I was in France, I went to a croissant store. They will connect with you so much more. So some of these details may apply. It did not apply directly in a virtual space for me, except touch. Maybe I think I mentioned that seeing maybe you're afraid of pressing the wrong button, something like that. But that's just a little phrase of it. Story title will help you start to break this down. Um, Again, you don't have to include it, but these are just the frameworks that's helping you build your story. And I went through this exact thing and everything. I just condensed it down into a shorter point of my story. The Tale of Lion. Love it, Ollie. Is the tale of me. Continue the story here if you need another one. That's in the workbook, and I'm showing you directly from it, so you'll be getting the same thing. Right? So here's my checklist that I will have to make sure that my entire story is the way I want it to be. And that's the way you want to use this inside there as well. Screenshot. That's my thing, screenshot. Look, man, be who you are. You don't have to be the most professional person. You can people gravitate. They know they understand you. I'm gonna have fun, no matter where I'm at. I'm gonna have fun. You may not have fun. I'm gonna have fun. Yes, the checklist. So now I know. Do I have my protagonists, antagonists, supporting characters? And again, you don't have to have all of them, but you definitely want to have a hero and a villain, right? The villain doesn't have to be bad or mean, just someone who is maybe not helping your ideal client as much as you want them to. Clear beginning, middle, and end. Make sure you have that. It took me a while to make sure my beginning and so forth are clear, and I'm still working on it here and there. Right? You can always improve, but the clear beginning. Sarah's in a virtual space. Um, she's having some issues. Middle, she worked with this other company, and it did not turn out well. But she really wanted to have it happen. The end is that she ran a successful virtual event after working with our company. Okay. Right. The ex client, yeah, don't use any real life people or even close to stories because if they hear it, they might think something. Conflict, climax, resolution. We kind of went over that. Mine had that conflict. She didn't know who to deal with. Climax, it started to build. She was going to hold her own virtual event, but she was afraid, and resolution. It worked out well. But this checklist, you just make sure you go over everything. Okay. Dialogue description, complete sentences. Yeah, you're telling the story, but that's just for you to read to make sure in case you're reading it off a teleprompter. Right? And I'm gonna give you a little tip and another clue. Most of you might know this, but for those who don't, we need to prepare the climax change going harder. Yes. Um, my story that I was sharing with you just now, I was reading off of a teleprompter. I don't have that story fully memorized like that. I can tell it, but it's going to probably change every single time I tell it again. But I wanted to ensure I got it from my original that you guys were going to see. But I was reading it off my teleprompter. That's right here in front of my face. So if you're in a virtual space, we see meetings, people reading teleprompters all the time, right? There's techniques to make it so that you read it and it doesn't sound like you're reading so much. Okay. I think that's it. Have we completed that one? Yes. So that's it. Make sure you let us know if you want this workbook so you can be able to write your own story to share. You can use visuals in your story as well. You want to make sure, like we did the first 2 days, that you're including these visuals that helping people out. And I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up and get some Q and A's in here. Make sure you put your questions if you have some with the Q and a colon. Then put your question. Otherwise, my team sees it as a comment. But if you have a specific question, go ahead and put a Q colon and put your question in there, and I'll see if I can get to answer that. And uh, work on some more of this tech stuff here. And I want to show you a couple of other things too while you're putting your questions in there. I have a summit coming up where I'm doing another teaching session, and this one is on networking mastery. You want to turn conversations into connections. I am all about connections. I'm all about building those connections. Yes, in living color. Oh, in living color. That's an old movie. Living in color. um, Connections through stories. It is. It's what we do. You do not realize it, but everything we watch from TV, in the movies, in books, there's stories. The author just doesn't just tell you Harry Potter defeated, you know, Gryffindor or whatever it was. Hope I said that. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I got it wrong. Don't bombard me. At least I knew two of the names. So, thank you, man. Let me put that up on the screen because I want people to see that. So, we had a few people. Ollie said we need to prepare um, the climax change going, making it harder. Appreciate that. As long as the villain's not ex client. Let's see. Excellent. Greenville TV says, great show today. And then I said at one more at the end of the story, there's a call to action and elevation. Yes, it's okay. So let me go back to my main screen for a second. I'm gonna tell you, and this is one of the things that I had to work to deal with and occasionally still do. CTA, call to action. Always ask for someone to do whatever it is you want them to do. Join your course, buy your product, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't know if they will. I'm afraid." Stop being afraid. Just do it. If they're going to say no, they're going to say no. But it will help you improve. And as I told you the other day, ask someone why not, so that you can improve. And they may say, "Ooh, the offer just seemed out of no, don't go budget, but just tell me the real reason. This helps me improve." Okay, well, it just doesn't seem like it's possible. I can learn that in X amount of days. And if maybe 25 people tell you that, you're like, ooh, maybe I probably need to make this longer. Not 25 days, but 4 months, right? And they may think now it's possible. Okay. So always remember that. And upcoming, I have a summit that I'm teaching on networking and connections. It's a free event, so you can check that out. It's coming up November the 8th, 3 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We will make sure we get that link inside the chat for you as well, so that you can join. It's a free one with myself, and I think we have about 20 speakers total. So if it's not just one thing, you have another that you're able to do. And actually, I will let me see. So here's some of the other speakers. Getting paid to explode your audience skills, build lead generation system. Take a screenshot, rewatch this. You can see, so you can maybe find someone that says, "Oh, they're teaching on building a business that outlasts you using AI to stream." I'm going to that event, right? Um, I'm all about promoting others. I'm not just about myself, right? Because you've heard me teach, you've seen me teach, but maybe there's someone else who can teach that subject matter, maybe different or better than I. I don't care about who gets the victory. I just care that you win. That's all. By you winning, you're going to spread the word and so forth. So make sure you check out that. And real quick, so now I go into my call to action. And I want to invite you guys to come to a couple of things here. And when I show you this, hopefully this will blow some of your minds and that you will be jumping on this immediately. There's no. All right, let me put that up there. Ollie said that he is really quick. I'm gonna write this and then I'm gonna do my sponsors really quick. I attend a 3-day workshop in London about body improv, storytelling, and delivering power messages. Ah, nice, man. Definitely let us know how that works out for you as well. Maybe you can bring back some content that might help me learn some more. There's no better or worse than it's different energies. Yeah, man. Yeah. So really quick, and then I'll do my sponsors and then I'll get you guys out of here as well. Is I wanted to share with you some different things that I have coming up. So I have a community that is specifically driven to help you improve your tech. It's not a community where you just come in and you just sit there and no one's doing anything. We bring in monthly experts, coaching, teaching, running ads on Facebook, on Instagram, improving your business. Not just storytelling and video things, but we have people that's coming in on how to create content. But here's one of the most important things about this. Look at this. This is part of the community. You get to ask me a question 24/7, and this will go inside of the chat right now. We're going to put that inside there. This is free. You get to, wait, did we put that? Hold on. Where is it at? Ah, there it is. Right. So you get to ask questions and get answers. Right. Now, one of the great things about this, for an example, someone I will answer that in just a second, Ollie. Someone wrote a question 6 days ago. How do I use a Stream Deck? For those who don't know, 99% of the things that you see me do comes from this little device here. It's called a Stream Deck. I teach on how to use it. I bring in other coaches that teach how to use it because your learning style may not be um, everything for me. But if another coach comes in, we say the same thing. You're like, I get it now. Again, I don't care about the victory. I care that you win for myself, right? So I'm not afraid to bring in other coaches, promote other people's podcasts and their stuff. So, but anyways, so someone wrote down 6 days ago, how do I use a stream? So now look what happens. But it's not just an AI like that. Here's one of the key things that happens with this is you get an answer. I know some people learn better from reading. Okay. But if you come down to the reference part here, you click on that. Now look what happens. You get a video also that teaches you and shows you some of the ways and some of the things that you can do. So, for an example, here's how I'm teaching how I use the foot pedal to do some of the things that you see come up on the screen. So not only do you get the written PDF files that goes with it, you also get a video. So these are members inside my community that are asking questions. OBS is a big one. I use Ecamm. Let me give you an Ecamm thing really quick. Ecamm, most powerful content streaming platform out there. That's Ecamm. So I give you 14-day free trial. Put that in the chat team so they can grab that 14-day free trial. Anyways, so this is great because you also, along with this community, and currently right now we are doing a founding members launch. So let me show you one of the best things about that as well is with this, thank you, so clever. You're using now your fingers and feet at some point. Yeah, right. Use everything. Might blink my eyes. So, but this is an example of the back end of, oh, not back end, but the community. Oh, and you said in yours, Ollie, let me see. I don't see any more your shows on HOB calendar yet. I'll check your channel. Yes, please check my channel because I've been branching out to kind of make sure I get this information out to people I know that really want it. So I appreciate that for checking that channel, man. Screenshot. So, but here's the end of our community. Make sure you guys join because we're doing a founding members launch right now. So here, for an example, the welcome message. We have the latest session. And again, I want to show you this because this is not just me teaching this session. We brought in a coach, an expert who is specifically teaching about camera settings because people wanted to learn about how to adjust their cameras, how to make their skin tone look different, feel different, and so forth, right? So here we have someone teaching about that. And then they're also teaching on Loop Deck, okay, which is similar to Stream Deck, but a different style, right? So again, I told you I don't care about, oh no, you're teaching Loop Deck that goes against what I'm teaching, right? But now look, someone is teaching directly about that, and that was on our latest session, okay. Beyond that, now we brought in a coach that taught about Facebook ads and Instagram ads, right? So you want to get your business out there more. People need to see that. They want to make sure that you can do it effectively. Stop wasting money just running ads if you don't know how to do it. Right? So we bring different coaches in again on that. You get access to my course in Academy was teaching you about video presence, lighting, sound, AI, call to action as one of the last ones there, and a couple other tools, Stream Deck that helps you out and so forth. So you get access to that. Wait till you hear what it goes for. You also get access to the community, which is a great thing as well. You get access to all of the information and to our community where we have discussions, member directory events, all of those things there. Someone just put a notification here, but I'll read that in a private setting. Make sure. So make sure you jump to that right there. My team's going to put the link in there so that you can learn more about that. And right now, it's going for $27. That's our founding members launch. $27. I was told I'm crazy for all of that access. We have over 300 hours of video content where you get to learn from PDF files, everything from myself, from other coaches, and you get to learn from all of them for $27 a month. And that price stays the same as long as you are a member. 27. When it gets raised, which it will, I've been told that I need to have this at least at $100, $97 to $150 for the access of all of that and like-minded coaching. We have monthly meetings with myself, with other coaches where you get to come in and specifically ask them, and every founding member gets to help grow, right? So you tell us what you want, right? Hey, you want someone to teach you how to do LinkedIn posts, right? How to grow on LinkedIn. We bring coaches in for that. We tell you, hey, this LinkedIn coach coming on this day, come ask your questions and learn, right? So founding members launch. Make sure you join today because that price will be going up very soon at 27 bucks right now, and your price stays the same. I think we have all of the links in there. We got through this, ladies and gentlemen. We got through today, even with some of the tech issues. Man, I'm enjoying it. So I think we did pretty amazing. And for me myself, I want to say I'm going to get my cape. Don't tell me what my cape is, my superhero cape. Hey, thank you guys for taking a moment to come in to my class. This was my part of my 5 day live launch. You all have been so great. Take it easy. Take it easy. I like that. Oh my goodness, hold on. Let me put that up on the screen. Ollie, I'm going to use that, okay? I'm going to steal it. I'm using it. Take it easy. I love it. I'm going to do a screenshot of that, Ollie. Hold on. I'm going to do a screenshot and post that, okay? Screenshot. I'm posting that today. Take it easy. I like that. So, you guys, take it easy. Join me tomorrow for day 4 of our um, 5 day live challenge. Again, we started with 7. We're doing 5 days. I'm gonna give you 5 days. So make sure we do that. And what is day 4? Yeah. Let me take a look and see what is day 4. Team, can you guys put that in the chat for me? You put that in the chat for me. Hey, we're gonna get it together. The monitor should be up by now. So do it for day 4, where we're going to build call to action. Everything's been building on each other, right? So now we're going to design clear, actionable steps to turn those engagements into leads, turn it into call to actions. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Tech it easy. Love it. Thanks for letting us into your home. VCA Academy. No. Hey, we are teaching you the art of going live.